King of MongKok, K-O-M-K. Thanks for checking it out. Today I need to tell you why am I the King of MongKok? Dim guy on I MongKok Wong. So, just to give a little background on MongKok, for many of you who may not have ever come to MongKok, been to Hong Kong, know anything about MongKok. MongKok is a district within Hong Kong on the Kowloon side. Very crowded, very densely populated. It was once labeled as the densest populated residential area in the world a few years back. That's changed a little bit through urban renewal and things like that. A lot of people have moved out of MongKok, but it's still very crowded, very densely populated. There is a little bit of urban lore about MongKok. Some areas there's a lot of vice in terms of prostitution, triad activity, things like that. Not as much as long before and everything like that, but you can do your own research and see what some of the stories are. Lots of movies are made about the place because back in the day, again, because of some of that urban lore and the style of MongKok and stuff like that, it's kind of built up an image on things. Also, it's always been kind of like a hangout spot. If you've ever been to Tokyo and been to Shinjuku, it's very similar to a Shinjuku type area. So there's a lot of little. It was way cooler in a way. Even when I came to Hong Kong early in 2002, and a big part of it was because there's a street called Sayong Choi Street, and it used to be kind of like a walking street in a way where after 4 p.m. no cars could drive on it. So it was a long stretch, several blocks, and it's a street over from the ladies' market, so heavy tourists, a lot of tourists and stuff like that. It's just shopping area, and because you couldn't walk on it, the streets would just be packed. I mean, because you're walking on the street, the sidewalk, but it would just be packed with people, just full, and it had such a great vibe and energy and stuff like that. And when I first came to Hong Kong, I had a record shop, and it was right off of Sayong Choi Street in the shopping center. And that kind of was like the magnet to me, or for me to want to stay in MongKok. And so I've always lived in MongKok, 19 years now in MongKok. So why am I the king of MongKok? It's, the biggest thing of it is that I have mastered my domain. My domain being MongKok, Hong Kong on a whole, but MongKok, I've had businesses in MongKok. My daughter was born in MongKok. I've lived in MongKok for 19 years. I know all the places in MongKok. I've walked every nook and cranny of every street in the district of MongKok. I even have a rhyme that I wrote about MongKok where I name out all the streets and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to dig that one out. And MongKok is my place. It is my place. It's not like I'm staking claim over anybody or anything like that. There could be 20 kings of MongKok, kings of Jordans, kings of Jim Sa Joy, or whatever it may be. That's fine. I'm not stating any claim over anybody or anything, but it's just I'm the king of me, and I live in MongKok, and I've come to know every bit of MongKok, and I love MongKok. All right, so that's one of the reasons why I'm king of MongKok. All right, and as I mentioned as well, I've lived here for 19 years, several places, but every time I move, I still stay within MongKok. So it's, even though I've had opportunity, I can move anywhere in Hong Kong and try living in a different district, different area, or something like that. MongKok is the center. It's all transportation from anywhere in the city connects in MongKok, through MongKok. No matter where you are in the city, everyone can pass through and come through MongKok. So another big reason as to why I am the king of MongKok is just really like my love for the area. There's so many different areas of MongKok. There's the shopping and super crowded, movies, restaurants. You can do whatever Of course, pre-COVID and everything like that, everything was kind of, Hong Kong is very much a city that never sleeps. People try to say that about New York, and I've spent a lot of time in New York, and I've been in New York late at night. There's pockets of New York that doesn't sleep, but on a whole, really, Hong Kong is way more of a city that never sleeps, more so than New York. I mean, there's so many parts, big parts of Hong Kong that just don't go to sleep, and Mongkok is one of them. In Mongkok, no matter what time of day or night, you can go outside on the street at times, and I've mentioned this before to people and stuff, is that you could go out at 3 o'clock in the morning in some areas of Mongkok, and it seems like there's so many people on the street. Stores would be open, restaurants open, theaters open, karaoke's going, stuff like that. It would seem like it's 6 o'clock at night, like it was like prime evening time, but it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's that type of vibe. It really is. And then you got the wet markets, the big Mongkok wet market, which is amazing just to walk through. I think I'm gonna do a video where I walk through the wet market and point out some amazing things of it. But you got that. You have street where if you were setting up your home, doing a renovation, there are a few streets that are just right next to each other, and every single store sells almost the same thing. Whether you're redoing your kitchen or redoing your bathroom or whatever it is, it's just shop after shop after shop after shop. You go to that one area and buy stuff. If you want to buy tennis shoes, sports shoes, you go to one area and you buy sports shoes. All right? It's that type of, it's that, it's that feel when you're always in Mongkok. You can always find what you're looking for. You can always find some things that you weren't looking for, but you're happy that you found them. It's that feel, that vibe, right? And I feel that I know that vibe well, and I know a lot of places in Mongkok that makes me the King of Mongkok. The last reason why I'm the King of Mongkok, as I mentioned, I've lived in Mongkok for 19 years. Still got another 19 years, hopefully, or way more to go living in Mongkok. And the biggest thing that a king must have is a princess, right? My princess was built, well, that's a funny way to say it, was also born in Mongkok. My princess was born in Mongkok, and to me, that's huge. She was born at Kwong Wah Hospital, which is a public hospital here in Mongkok, and she's the highlight of my life, and that also helps me to solidify my reign in Mongkok. So these are the reasons why I think I am the self-proclaimed King of Mongkok. Hope you enjoyed it. Check it out, kingofmongkok.com. Peace.